Hi, girls. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Hello, teacher.
Good evening, teacher. How are you?
Okay. That beautiful, cute girl is Viviana?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Danko is Viviana?
Teacher?
Danko is Viviana, right?
Ah,
The user
yes.
Danko is Viviana.
I must show the picture. Thank
Because it
you.
is that a beautiful dog.
Yes.
Is that your dog?
Excuse me?
Is that your dog?
Is what?
Your dog. The
Ah,
image
yes,
is
yes,
your
yes. It was a baby. Now
Oh.
is a young. It is 1 year old.
Oh, it's so cute. That's so okay,
Yes, yes, teacher.
perfect. Diana, thank you. Stella, can you hear me?
Yes, teacher, I can hear you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. We're going to turn off our mics in order to avoid any kind of weird noise. Thank you, Stella. And Sandra, can you hear me?
Yes, teacher.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, we're going to start later. Juliet is going to join us. Okay. Good evening, girls. Well, how was your weekend? Viviana, what did you do in your weekend?
My weekend was wonderful and quiet. I went to visit my mother and my sister,
Mm,
um, and and did a lot of homeworks from university. Oh my gosh!
me too. You're not
Yes,
the only one. Me
yes.
too.
I have a lot of readings. Oh my gosh! Oh, yes,
So
in
much
English.
reading.
In English. Yes, it's most difficult. Yes, teacher. And
You
you?
practice.
Yes, and
Yeah.
how about you, teacher?
My weekend, yes, it was quiet, but too much homework for the university, of course, too much, incredibly too much, because I'm preparing my monography and I am preparing my first chapter of my monography, and it is so exhausting. It is a hard task, but thank you for
Um,
asking.
okay.
Okay, Estela, what about your weekend?
My weekend as my maid Sandra was quiet, and I did a lot of homework, a lot of readings, and I spent all weekend at home, also
Mm.
with my girls. I
Mm.
only leave home on Sunday evening to go to the supermarket. That was all.
Well, at least you're going out from your house, at least.
Yes, because I had to. If not, I spend at home all the time.
Oh, yes. Do you live here in Bogota or where do you live, Estela?
I live in La Calera. It's like half an hour from Bogota.
What
And
about the
cold,
weather? The weather was
cold,
terrible.
and right now it's raining. But we had like long time without the rain, and we were missing it.
Yes. I live in Tintal and it's raining terrible. It is
Where is
terrible.
it?
It is like near to America's bus station, Banderas bus station, Transmilenio station, Bogota Northwest,
All
near
right, it's in
to Catholic. Dime, tell me.
Bogota.
In Bogota. Yes, I live in
Oh,
Bogota. Welcome, Juliet. Thank you, Stella, for sharing your weekend. Hi, Juliet. How are you?
Hi everyone. Fine, thank you.
Did you eat?
Yeah.
Oh,
running behind.
Perfect. You have much energy this night in this
Yes,
day.
yes.
Definitely. Perfect. Glad to hear. Okay, Sandra, what about your weekend?
Teacher, my weekend is very, very, I say, I have very, very hard work in my work and
Mm.
the university.
Mm. Oh.
Oh, in my homework with my son.
Your son's homework. Okay.
Yes.
Uh, where do you work?
I work in the company textiles.
So hard. It is so hard. It is a hard task.
Yes, yes.
Very demanding. Mm. Okay. And do you have a full-time work from 8 to 5 or more expensive?
I worry when the Monday and to Friday to the 6 a.m. and 5 p.m.
It is hard. It's very
Yes,
long schedule.
yes,
I
it's
admire
very
you.
very longer.
Thank you for taking your time to be here. Thank you so much, Sam.
Okay, teacher.
Thank you so much for sharing. And Juliet, what was your weekend?
My weekend. Well,
Hmm.
my weekend was very busy. I
Mm.
work as a teacher in an institute of modern languages,
Mhm.
and well, my Saturday mornings are
Mhm.
very busy about for that. And when I
Mhm.
come home, I just do my activities and my works. And Sunday also the same, but at the house course. So,
Mm.
but it was a good weekend. Thank you.
That's perfect. You are a busy teacher. Perfect. Thank you.
Yes.
That is the commitment that we need.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Juliet, for sharing.
Okay.
Okay, girls, we're going to talk tonight, about comparatives and superlatives. As you know, comparatives, we use them to draw a comparison between two objects. Only two objects, no more than two. And we can say that for example, my coach is bigger than yours, or my cat is more intelligent than hers. It depends on the number of syllables in each adjective. And to make it practical, I'm going to share with you my screen. Please let me know. Can you see it? This mirror effect? Can you see this slide?
Yes, teacher. Yes.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay. And I can say from this image that salad is more boring than a burger. I don't really like it because it is so, for me, it's so sad. But salad is more helpful for my health than a burger. I would say, it is my personal opinion, a motorbike is more dangerous, especially here in Bogota, is more dangerous than a bus. But a motorbike is cheaper than a bus because with I consider this 60,000 pesos of gasoline, you can transport yourself and other person during a whole month. It's an advantage. But for me, it's more dangerous than a bus. And we're going to make some exercise, a practical exercise about it. I'm going to show you two images. Next to those images, you're going to find two adjectives. You're going to use those adjectives to describe the pictures. For example, here, I would say that Jack is taller than Tom. I'm using tall, that is your right part adjective. And I would say also that Jack is more serious than Tom because you can look at that faces. Jack is too rough, too serious. And we're going to start. We're going to start with Viviana. Could you compare those fruits?
Okay, teacher. Apple is, mm, I don't remember, sweeter
Peter?
than, ay, yo no me acuerdo cómo se llama, ¿sabes? Esa otra cosa. More than all,
No.
one other.
I'm also
Okay,
writing in
teacher.
chat. Eggplant.
Eggplant. Okay,
Egg,
teacher.
eggplant. It's normal. Don't worry.
Okay. Entonces, apple is sweeter than eggplant. And eggplant is darker than apple.
Perfect, Viviana. Thank you so much. Estela, please go ahead.
Alright. The rabbit is
Uh-huh.
softer than the turtle.
Estela, excuse me. Please use those adjectives in your screen. Fast and beautiful.
Fast and
Beautiful.
alright, beautiful. Okay.
Yes.
The the rabbit
Mm-hmm.
is faster
Mm-hmm.
than the turtle,
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
but but some are both of them are beautiful, and but the turtle is more beautiful than the rabbit.
Well, I don't consider that a turtle would be more beautiful than a rabbit, but it is what it
No, I like more the rabbit, but no, also maybe and the rabbit is more beautiful than the turtle.
totally agree. I don't like a turtle.
Yes.
It's like a snake with I don't know, with a piece of something over here. Okay, thank you so much, Estela.
Okay.
Sandra, please go ahead with this.
Um, the chair is the most dark,
Most
or the chair is that small is small that the sofa.
In that case, it is important to use those adjectives. And if you want to say smaller, because
Okay,
it has two syllables, small, you have to add er. The chair is smaller than the sofa. But please, in that case, use those adjectives, comfortable and dark.
okay.
Mhm.
Entonces, the sofa is the comfort of that the chair.
Okay. Remember, for comparisons, we use the more, use more. We use
Okay,
the sofa is more comfortable than the chair. El sofá es más cómodo que la silla. We need to
okay,
use more because comfortable has more than two syllables. The sofa is more comfortable than chair. Okay.
okay.
With dark, with adjective dark.
Dark.
Mhm.
Why you say dark?
To compare the chair with the sofa. For example, we can say dark
Oh,
has one syllable. The
yes.
chair is darker. We add at the end of that word E and R. The chair is darker than the sofa. La silla es más oscura que el sofá. Así lo hacemos.
Okay,
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 let's
teacher.
try with this. Try with this.
The picture.
Yes, that picture.
Okay.
And the picture, please, the phone and the cell phone with those adjectives, new and useful.
Okay. The the cellular phone is um, more news more new than the telephone.
Okay. Remember, new has one syllable.
Mhm.
We don't use more with those adjectives that only have one syllable. No utilizamos esa partícula more cuando tenemos un adjetivo que tiene una sola sílaba. Le
Yeah.
ponemos la terminación er. ¿Cómo lo harías?
In this case, is the telephone is new that the cellular phone is new that the telephone.
Es newer, newer. Ponemos a lo último la partícula er para hacer la comparación. Entonces, ¿cómo
Mm,
sabemos? Como sabemos muy bien para hacer las comparaciones y tenemos un adjetivo que tiene una sílaba, le ponemos al final er, newer, bigger, smaller. Ese tipo de partículas la ponemos al final para hacer la comparación. Si tiene más de dos sílabas, ahí sí le ponemos more. More useful, more beautiful, more intelligent, more
perfect.
ese tipo de cosas, ¿vale? Entonces,
Okay.
hazlo de nuevo con new y con useful.
The telephone, the cellular phone is the new words
Newer, perfect.
newer than the telephone,
Perfect. And useful,
and the telephone is more useful than the cellular phone.
okay, perfect. The telephone is more useful than the cell phone. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay.
And we're going to. Hmm. Let me a moment, please. We have some technical issues. Let me know. I will be with you in a minute. A moment, please. Okay, sorry for that. Welcome, Rosemary. How are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you.
Glad to be with
I'm
you.
sorry, I was finished dinner because for me it's 6:20 now. It's
Um,
early.
too early. Perfect. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
too early.
We were doing some comparison exercise. Thank you so much
Mhm.
for being here, Rosemary.
Thanks to you.
Okay, let's continue with this. Can you see the slides, right?
Me? Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Okay, we were with Sandra, Lady Juliet. Please go ahead with this.
Me?
Yes, Juliet.
Okay.
Mhm.
Alicia
Mhm.
is saddest than Maggie, and Maggie looks more friendly than Alicia.
Perfect. Sadder. Remember Sadder?
Ah, sadder. Sorry. Sadder.
Because we're having comparison. Perfect. Thank you so much. And Rosemary, please compare these beautiful animals.
I was with I want to play with the mute. I'm a mute. I just forgot that I have a mute the microphone. So I don't know what the animal is that. Corpus pin, something like that. I don't know.
Porcupine. And
Porcupine.
porcupine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the cat is softer than the pork and bean is more
It's wilder.
wild, wilder. Okay.
Wilder than the cat. Perfect. Okay. Thank you, Rosemary. And finally, please, Sandra, compare these things.
Oh, yeah, okay. Mm, the lamp
Mm-hmm.
is 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 breeder elegant for the my
Is brighter.
my teacher. I,
Don't worry. Do well. Do well. Brighter than a light bulb. Bombillo is
okay,
not a light bulb. Lamp is brighter than light bulb.
brighter the light bulb. Okay,
Perfect. And short.
and the okay the light
Mhm.
bulb is 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 possible the more short the lamp
No, because short is one syllable adjective.
is the shorter
Excellent. Shorter.
the
Perfect.
shorter lamp
Than
the,
the lamp.
okay
Perfect. Thank you so much, Sandra.
okay
Okay, we're going to continue hmm, with a short video about some games that most of you, I hope, you haven't played. Let me record it for you. Traditional games. Here we have. Okay. Can you hear it?
Pirinola o
Can you hear it?
Yes, teacher.
Perfect. We're going to see this. We're going to watch this video.
tomatón.
Okay.
Se trata de un trompo de plástico o madera de diferentes caras con frases como pon dos, toma uno, toma dos, toma todo y todos ponen. Así los jugadores se reúnen cada uno con un número igual de fichas y van siguiendo la dinámica de la cara que arroje la pirinola al ser girada. Las canicas o bolitas de piquis. Era una de las colecciones más preciadas de los niños y jóvenes. En el juego se lanzan las canicas con la mayor puntería posible desde el suelo para poder conseguir unas cuantas al ser golpeadas. Ponchados. En este juego, uno de los participantes empezaba a perseguir a los demás lanzándoles una pelota. El que va siendo tocado por la bola sale del juego. Saltar lazo. Un buen trozo de soga o cuerda era suficiente para convocar un buen combo y saltar la cuerda en grupo y con diferentes velocidades. Congelados. Correr incansablemente para no quedar quieto como una estatua de hielo era el objetivo de los congelados. Los más rápidos podían salvar a sus compañeros y continuar el juego. Escondidas. La habilidad de esconderse sin ser hallado para luego correr al sitio de conteo era una de las mayores adrenalinas jugando a las escondidas. Jazz o catapis. El jazz se compone de una pequeña pelota y un grupo de fichas. Hay que lanzar la bola e intentar atrapar la mayor cantidad de fichas antes de que vuelva a caer al piso. Jermis o Jamie. Un juego grupal que combina diversión, velocidad y mucha destreza. Solo se necesitaba una pelota liviana y algunas tapas metálicas de gaseosa. La misión consiste en poder armar una torre con las tapas sin dejarse ponchar del equipo contrario. Golosa o rayuela. Se trata de una especie de tablero con varias casillas dibujado con piedra o tiza sobre el piso. Se juega en grupo y el objetivo es lanzar una pequeña piedra para luego irla a recoger, saltando cuadro por cuadro sin pisar las líneas de división. La coca, proveniente de la cultura azteca, este artefacto se ha popularizado por toda Latinoamérica. Entre los colombianos es muy familiar jugar con un tallo enlazado a una bola que tiene que incrustarse allí. Aunque pareciera sencillo, requiere de bastante destreza y puntería. El yo-yo, dos discos gruesos de madera o plástico unidos con un pequeño eje en el cual se envolvía un pedazo de pita para subir y bajar con el impulso de la mano. Así era el yoyo. La destreza estaba en aprender diferentes maniobras entre cruzando la pita para hacer varias figuras. El trompo. Una de las citas infaltables del recreo era reunirse para jugar trompo, un objeto de forma cónica que al ser envuelto y lanzado con una pita delgada empezaba a bailar sobre el suelo. Una vez aprendida la técnica de lanzar, la tarea era perfeccionar diferentes trucos.
Okay, personally, I never played with that kind of game that jazz. I saw that kind of little stuff, but I didn't play that game. Okay, what about you, Sandra? What about, did you play any of those games?
Teacher, I said all the games.
All the games? Wow,
Yes, teacher.
great player. Also, marbles, the canicas?
Yes, with my brother, he like the very the plagues pickets.
Oh, yes, that's right. He likes a lot this kind of game. Okay, and what was your most favorite game?
Jamie and Jazz.
Even Jazz? Okay, Jazz. I didn't play that game. I don't know. Could you explain me what was the final goal of that game about the Jazz?
Is the for the ability for the chose the ball in the air. The same time chose the figure the I just say de las figuritas esas, las cositas esas de jazz.
There are too many tiny stuff that I don't know how to call that kind of. I don't know.
My mother is very expert in the game.
Really? Wow.
Yes, my mother
Tradition.
my
Game on
mother my
TV.
mother learning by my sister and for me.
Oh, that's amazing. I didn't play too much games because I was I don't know, like a fearful girl. When we tried to play with that kind of rope to jump the rope, I always get hurt with that kind of games. With the marbles, with the canicas, the children always hurt me with that kind of thing. Also, I no, I never play those kind of games. I am by you, Sandra. I am by you. Totally.
Sí,
Thank you so
yes.
much.
Okay, teacher.
And what about you, Stella? Do you play any of those games?
Yes, teacher. Maybe because I am older than all of you, I
Yeah.
used to play all of that things.
How old are you, Stella?
Tell me, how
How
old?
old are you?
I
How
am
old?
43 years old.
Right, you're young, girl. You're young,
But
girl.
that was the time, like that in my um, when I was young. That was the
Mhm.
games that we used to play, and
Mm,
also because I grew up in a town, it
mhm.
was like more useful in that places. And the only one that I didn't know is the one that Sandra said is like the jazz. I never played that, but
Everybody knows that game, not me. I don't know. I
it was
thought
really nice.
that yes. I
And
know.
the best thing about that kind of games is that we used to share with children. No, right now, like with the activities
Mhm.
that the children have, is only like to hide in one room and play alone.
Yes, totally right. Oh, we played with some people around the world, totally unknown for us. Yes, totally. The best of that games was the interaction time because
Yeah.
we
And for
can.
example, my girls,
Mm-hmm.
they used to play with that. They
Yeah.
are like in the new like you maybe your age, and they don't used to play with that.
I'm 30 years old. I
All
don't know.
right, my older daughter is 25.
25. She's so younger.
Almost.
Mm. Okay, thank you so much, Stella.
Okay.
What about you, Rosemary? Did you play any kind of these games?
Yes. I
Which
did.
one?
Yes.
Which one?
All of them.
Oh, another game here.
Just I know super old, but I play all of them.
Okay, how old are you, Rosemary?
34.
34. Okay, I know. We are younger. We're
Yeah,
just young.
little babies.
Okay. Not at all, but okay. And Rosemary, what is more difficult to explain to other people? Jamies or marbles? Canicas.
Okay, what is more?
Or difficult to explain. If other person wants to play with you, marbles or canicas, and Jamies, what do you consider it is the most difficult to explain to that person?
The marble.
Marbles, yes.
Yeah.
And why?
Because I don't think so. They have the marbles here. You can find them.
Yes.
Yeah, they are going to say, "What is that?" Especially
Yes.
for the rules, they are very, they are very, and they want to avoid some objects that they can harm for kids. So that is why you can find them here.
Mhm.
So it's very dangerous for a child. Yes, put it in the mouth and choke him. That is why. So I don't know if they are going to try to play if they allow that. So
Well, yes, you have a good point. We cannot find so easy
yeah,
that those marbles, yes. But we
yeah.
can try with beans, maybe, or with, I don't know, uh, tomatoes, chini tomato, cherry tomatoes, maybe.
Yeah.
Explore other different kind of games. Thank you so much, Rosemary.
You're welcome.
Okay, Viviana. What do you
Yes.
consider it as the fun is funnier? Hopscotch, golosa, or freeze tag, congelados? What do you consider it as the funnier?
Difficult?
Funnier, more
Um,
fun.
hmm, I think freeze stuck.
Why?
I don't know. Go, what is golosa? I don't
Um, in
I don't remember.
Barranquilla said that it has another name, pilindrina, pilindrina. That game that you write a long table with different kind of numbers on it, and you throw a stone and start to jump on it and avoid that
Is
stone.
it is the same stop or no?
No,
Mm,
no. Let me for you.
I don't remember played that,
Let
that
me
game.
recordar this game. I consider
Con
this.
varias
This
casillas
one.
dibujado con piedra o tiza sobre el piso.
Ay,
Se juega en
sorry.
grupo, el objetivo
I
es
want to
lanzar.
share with you. I want to share with you my screen. Sorry, 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 sorry. Here it is. It is.
Ah,
Para
cielo.
luego ir a recoger,
Ah,
saltando cuadro por cuadro.
Mi Manizales is
cielo.
known as cielo. Yes, cielo. In
Oh,
Manizales, I am from Manizales. In Manizales
okay.
is now cielo. Mm,
Cielo. Oh.
yes, because the ten is like cielo.
Ah, tiene. Yes,
Yes,
Sky and Hell. Both of them. Sky and Hell.
yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Which games do you like the most? What are
Mm,
your favorite one?
my favorite.
Mm, I think basketball. I think sky rope too. And
Mm-hmm.
my favorite was hide and seek. In Manizales, in Manizales, eh, Coca is known as Valero.
Aspalero?
Yes, Valero.
Okay,
Valero.
Coca-Cola.
If you
Okay.
say, hey, you played Coca, Coca, what is the what Coca?
Something's
Okay,
understanding.
okay, what? What do you think?
No.
Yes, it's Valero, Valero.
Whiskey to talk like that. Okay, yes.
Uh,
Uh, okay, we learned a lot of different kind of new words of our culture, girls.
yes.
And Juliet, any of these games are unknown for you? You did know every one of them, or you don't know any of them?
Yeah, I know everyone, but one of them, but I didn't play all of them.
Ah, you're younger. You're younger. You're a
A
baby.
little.
How are you, Juliet?
I'm 19.
No, no, 90? Oh,
Yes,
yeah, the shame of you. No, Julia, please.
pretty younger, and I look younger than that.
Yes, she's a baby, totally. She's the first baby in our group. You're so naive, so innocent. But did you play any of those games?
Yes, of course. I
Which ones?
play Rayuela, hide and seek,
Rayuela. It is
Princess
another
Dog.
word. It is another word for golosa y cielo.
Yes. What else? I didn't play Coca. No, Coca's yes. But I don't like. Sorry. Um,
Why not?
because it's so stressful for me. It's like if I can stuck. Yes, yes, is it
Yeah.
stuck or well, the thing
Yeah.
is just very stressful for me, so I don't like it.
Okay. What of those games you like the most?
Um, as Viviana, hide and seek,
Mhm.
and Raquel. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing, little
Thank you.
baby. Okay, that is important too. I don't know, like rescuing this kind of games as teachers because those games have a great advantage. Interact with others, know each other, communicate with others, and see our nature, our neighborhood, and to know each other because sometimes we forget the contact, the word. We just use some this kind of images and memes and emojis and this kind of things that we forget again. We forget the contact, the human being that we have inside. And we're going to see right, another video. Okay, I'm going to share with you another video. Please try to get the most important ideas. I'm going to watch it twice and I'm going to reflect about some questions.
Hello, weirdos. Let's talk about Colombia. And why not have a white guy from the Midwest talk about a South American country? To be fair, my wife's Colombian. That also gets me the get out of Latino racism free card. But anyway, the picture in your head may be an overgrown jungle with a bunch of cocaine farmers, but it's much different than that. Colombia is the northernmost South American country. It's the only South American country to have coasts on both the Pacific and the Caribbean. But Colombia is not confined to the South American continent. They have several islands islands too. For example, Gorgana, which was a prison from 1959 to 1984. Before that, people actually lived there. Next to that is its baby sister island, Gorgonilla. Malpelo Island has 500 hammerhead sharks. There's Sesen, Cabruna. Santa Cruz del Islote is the world's most crowded island. There's just about 1/10 of the square kilometer and 1,200 people live there. Just off the coast in Nicaragua is San Andres. There are about 68,000 people on the island, and its only industry is tourism. Until somebody finds Henry Morgan's loot, that is. Supposedly it's there hidden away in a cave. Let's talk about exports. You know about coffee, and you got an idea about that other stuff, but the #1 export for Colombia is oil. They're also the largest producer of coal in South America. They export gold, silver, platinum, and emeralds. Plus, if you've gotten a batch of roses recently, it probably came from Colombia because they're big on cut flowers. How about famous Colombians? Well, besides Pablo Escobar, Plata o Plomo, there's Gabriel Garcia Marquez, the author of 100 Years of Solitude and a Nobel Prize winner. Of course, there's also former beauty queen Sofia Vergara. You know her from Modern Family and the Pepsi commercials. You know she's actually blonde. She dyes her hair dark to look more Colombian. And there's Fernando Botero. He's an artist, a painter, and a sculptor whose subjects are often people who are good at blood. Heavy people. Also, there's John Leguizamo, Juan Pablo Montoya, who is now an IndyCar racer, but before that, he set the world of NASCAR on fire. And then there's Shakira, who's famous for wow, yowza, Shakira. But you know, after that second baby, she's kind of let herself go, huh? Colombians love having hot chocolate with their breakfast. And what do they put in it? Cheese. No, I'm serious. Cheese. In Colombia, ants are a snack. The Botero kind of ants. They're called hormigas colones, which means big butt ants. They're crunchy like popcorn. You spell Colombia with an O, not a U, and they get picky about that. Colombians, as a culture, are always late to everything. A lot of them will tell you they're on the way before they've even gotten out of bed. In Colombia, nobody likes to drive a yellow car because they associate them with taxis. Speaking of taxis, those guys stick together. It's like Teamsters or something. Don't believe me? Ask an Uber driver. By the way, unlike in the States where Uber drivers get away with a little sticker that says you, Uber drivers in Colombia basically have to make their vehicle look like a white taxi cab. They're pretty well marked, and they're all white. In our country, there are people who get creative with names. Creative as in just making it up. Arangelo, Limangelo, and there's about 1,500 different ways to spell unique. The creative name subculture in Colombia, though, here are some real Colombia names. Disneylandia, $1, Usmail, Usnavi. I actually saw an ID card for Usnavi Marina. In Bogota, there's a man named Batman Roberto Carmago. His brother's name is Pink Floyd Flash Carmago. Probably the one thing that troubled me the most in Colombia. If you go to a public restroom, you're likely to get charged for toilet paper. You better have cash on hand. One time in an emergency, I handed over 20,000 pesos and said, give me the whole roll. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I got new videos here every Tuesday and Thursday. Please check out my personal blog and my reviews channel. I'll link those down below. Also, check out legionofweirdos.com. And until next time, stay out of the comfort zone. Nice. Yeah.
Okay, girls. What is your opinion about the names? For example, Rosemary. Did you know anyone with a weird name?
Can you repeat me the question? Sorry.
About weird names. He said that they have this kind of Usnavi, Marina, or something like that. Did you know any person who has any different name or weird name?
I have a friend. Her name is Zoila.
Zoila, this is normal. It's not so weird.
For me, yeah. I know in Colombia, I don't know if that name is very common. I never met someone that name was Zoila.
My father's name was
but no as name.
That's so rude. I know. It's so mean. He's so mean. He's so mean,
Not
Rosemary.
with me. That's different.
Well, a little bit. My father's name was Crisostomo. That is a weird name. Soy no, it's not. It is not, Rosemary. You're so mean, Rosemary. You're so mean. Soy la que lava, soy la que pincha. No, Rosemary, no.
The other one, Medardo.
Okay, thank you, Rosemary. Juliet, what about you? Did you know anyone with a weird name?
Yes, I know a friend of a friend that is his name is Ausdrubal.
Drua.
Ausdrubal, yeah.
Okay,
It
thank
sounds
you.
weird to me.
It is not so weird, but Asdrubal. Well, it is kind of. It must be older, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yes, and the guy is John, so
Uh,
it doesn't match. So
oh. Thank you, Julie. What about you, Stella? Did you know anyone with a weird name?
No, teacher. It's like all names as countryside as Emilio maybe
Mm,
or no, no more.
no, no more? Okay. And Viviana, what about you? Did you know anyone with a weird name?
Oh, teacher, I have two weird names. Very weird.
Okay. Share
The
with
first,
us.
yes,
Please.
the first is I had a teacher
Mhm.
and was my teacher of philosophy.
Mhm.
His name was Rigno Ovni. Rigno
Ah,
Ovni.
that is special. That is special.
Rigno Ovni. What? Oh my God.
Could you write it down, please, in the chat?
Okay. Uh, Rigno Ovni. Oh my gosh.
Rigno. Oh.
Rigno Ovni. And
Mr. Rigno of me.
yes, and he laughed a lot for my name because it's Viviana Carolina. Oh, your name is very long, very large. He said, yes, teacher. If you and your name right now, yes, oh,
I
okay.
prefer large, but not a
I
weirdo.
Yes, if you say teacher, if you say no, and my name is a strange teacher, and I had a classmate, and
Uh-huh.
her name was Tamaiti.
Tamaiti.
Okay, Tamaiti. Oh wait, Tamaiti. Yes,
Tama.
Tamaiti.
Oh,
Mm,
that is special too. Tamaiti.
yes,
Was a female.
yes.
A female. Nice.
Uh,
Oh.
in the first, it was very difficult for me for Tamaiti. Tamaiti. Yes.
I see. I see. And Tamaiti, where is she from?
Hmm? Tamaiti what?
She's from Haiti? From Haiti? She's from Haiti. From
No,
Haiti. Yes,
she,
yes,
she's from Colombia. No, honestly, I don't know. Maybe her parents look in el almanaque.
Oh, the calendar.
Y
Oh,
ahorita ese verde más, no sé cómo se llama.
oh,
Because
no.
there is in the Bible. En la Biblia se
In Bristol calendar is the los sé.
yes, in the Bible. Maybe. And Rinaldi too. Oh, yes. I am sure, teacher. I am sure.
Oh, no. Oh, poor thing. I would change my name if I name was Tamaiti.
Yes. And Rignoble Morillo Aguilar. And his saint, Roma.
Roma?
Cuando él calificaba,
Mm-hmm.
he put Roma. The Iniciales.
His first letter. Rigno.
Rigno Opti Murillo Aguilar.
Oh.
I prefer call, hey Roma.
Oh,
Rigno.
preferable. Easier. Rigno.
Yes,
Oh.
yes.
I work for Peruvian people, and they had a lot of different, too much, too many, too this high quantity of weird names and last names. One of the weirdest was Malpartida, Maria Malpartida. It's kind of weird. And
Vacatoro. The
kind
last name, Vacatoro.
Yes, Bacatoro. Here in Colombia, yes.
Exists, teacher, exists.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, let's going to think about these following questions, and we are going to watch again the video. Think about what is his opinion, the guy is talking about the toilet. Do you consider that the public toilets are the dirtiest in our country? Another question. What about regarding food? What could be the weirdest thing for a foreign people to find here? Because he said that the chocolate with cheese that is kind of weird. What do you consider it is the most extreme food here in Colombia for foreign people? And what are some of the most people artists in Colombia? We're going to see again. We're going to watch again the video. Okay, I'm going to share with you. It is allowed me. Okay, again. Let me share with you, and we're going to see again the video.
Hello, weirdos. Let's talk about Colombia. And why not have a white guy from the Midwest talk about a South American country? To be fair, my wife's Colombian. That also gets me the get out of Latino racism free card. But anyway, the picture in your head may be an overgrown jungle with a bunch of cocaine farmers, but it's much different than that. Colombia is the northernmost South American country. It's the only South American country to have coasts on both the Pacific and the Caribbean. But Colombia is not confined to the South American continent. They have several islands too. For example, Gorgana, which was a prison from 1959 to 1984. Before that, people actually lived there. Next to that is its baby sister island, Gorgonilla. Malpelo Island has 500 hammerhead sharks. There's Sesen, Cabruna. Santa Cruz de la Islote is the world's most crowded island. There's just about 1/10 of a square kilometer and 1,200 people live there. Just off the coast in Nicaragua is San Andres. There are about 68,000 people on the island, and its only industry is tourism. Until somebody finds Henry Morgan's loot, that is. Supposedly it's there hidden away in a cave. Well, let's talk about exports. You know about coffee, and you've got an idea about that other stuff. But the #1 export for Colombia is oil. They're also the largest producer of coal in South America. They export gold, silver, platinum, and emeralds. Plus, if you've gotten a batch of roses recently, it probably came from Colombia because they're big on cut flowers. How about famous Colombians? Well, besides Pablo Escobar, Plata o Plomo, there's Gabriel Garcia Marquez, the author of 100 Years of Solitude and a Nobel Prize winner. Of course, there's also former beauty queen Sofia Vergara. You know her from Modern Family and the Pepsi commercials. You know she's actually blonde. She dyes her hair dark to look more Colombian. And there's Fernando Botero. He's an artist, a painter, and a sculptor whose subjects are often people who are good at blood. Heavy people. Also, there's John Leguizamo, Juan Pablo Montoya, who is now an IndyCar racer, but before that, he set the world of NASCAR on fire. And then there's Shakira, who's famous for wow, yowza, Shakira. But you know, after that second baby, she's kind of let herself go, huh? Colombians love having hot chocolate with their breakfast. And what do they put in it? Cheese. No, I'm serious. Cheese. In Colombia, ants are a snack. The Botero kind of ants. They're called hormigas colones, which means big butt ants. They're crunchy like popcorn. You spell Colombia with an O, not a U, and they get picky about that. Colombians, as a culture, are always late to everything. A lot of them will tell you they're on the way before they've even gotten out of bed. In Colombia, nobody likes to drive a yellow car because they associate them with taxis. Speaking of taxis, those guys stick together. It's like Teamsters or something. Don't believe me? Ask an Uber driver. By the way, unlike in the States where Uber drivers get away with a little sticker that says you, Uber drivers in Colombia basically have to make their vehicle look like a white taxi cab. They're pretty well marked, and they're all white. In our country, there are people who get creative with names. Creative as in just making it up. Perangelo, Limangelo, and there's about 1,500 different ways to spell unique. The creative name subculture in Colombia, though, here are some real Colombia names. Disneylandia, $1, Usmail, Usnavi. I actually saw an ID card for Usnavi Marina. In Bogota, there's a man named Batman Roberto Camargo. His brother's name is Pink Floyd Flash Camargo. Probably the one thing that troubled me the most in Colombia. If you go to a public restroom, you're likely to get charged for toilet paper. You better have cash on hand. One time in an emergency, I handed over 20,000 pesos and said, give me the whole roll. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I got new videos here every Tuesday and Thursday. Please check out my personal blog and my reviews channel. I'll link those down below. Also check out legionofweirdos.com. And until next time, stay out of the comfort zone. Nice. Yeah.
Okay, girls. We're going to discuss. Let's start with, okay, Juliet. What is his opinion about toilets? Do you consider that public toilets are the dirtiest?
Well, I think that it depends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it depends of the kind of public toilets you are going to get in.
Mm-hmm.
Because well, for example, in Bogota, you can find like pretty much every kind that you can imagine, like the ones that you see that never nunca la lavo, and the ones that are public but they look decent, So I don't know. It's not. I don't like that he generalize because as here in Colombia you can find a toilet like that.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to USA and find a toilet that is even worse. So.
Maybe. We're going to talk with a specialist later with Rosemary about toilets.
Yes.
However, here in Bogota, we can find under the bridge this kind of toilet. So disgusting, yes, and dangerous, of course, because there are a lot of beggars there. Okay, thank you, Juliet.
Okay,
Our specialist, Rosemary, what about the toilets where you are?
Oh, can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, that's true what you said. Yeah, that depends on, for example, when I travel to another state and they have the gas station, bathrooms like that, or sometimes in the mall, you can find, it's not clean. Especially, I don't know why, the woman's bathroom is more disgusting than the men's.
That is a common situation here in Colombia too.
Yes, the woman, because
the worst.
Yeah, sometimes I think I try to don't sit on the toilet. That is why I think so it's more disgusting, because many women trying to do that, trying to do pee standing up. So sometimes your pee just go down. So the smell disgusting is horrible, and I hate it. But yeah, you can find it here also. It's not only in Colombia. Everywhere.
And the bathrooms there are same like horror movies in the gas station and
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
that is good to know. Good.
yeah.
Thank you,
Real.
Rosemary, for sharing that experience. It's good. Disgusting
Okay.
experience.
Yeah.
Okay, Estela. Estela, regarding food, what do you consider the weirdest food that a foreign people can find here in Colombia?
Um, Thinking about only food,
Only food, only the weirdest food, because he said that
the
chocolate
chocolate.
with cheese it is kind of weird.
Um,
There are other
I
kind
think
of.
I think all depends on culture, and
Mhm.
for me, it's normal to take the chocolate with cheese.
No, totally. Yeah.
But also we can maybe think about them in another countries. They eat things that we never eat.
Mm.
As for example, I live for 10 years in Trinidad and Tobago, and
Mm.
they eat turtle eggs.
Oh, no.
For them,
The-
um, I saw it,
uh,
uh, and maybe in any country they eat things like that. Um,
and did you try it? Did you try turtle eggs?
I saw it like my husband tried,
Ah,
and it's like it is white, and the last part, the exterior, la parte exterior,
yes.
is always soft. It never is not like one normal egg, like
It's like
like
a hot part, like
yes, it's
ah,
very soft.
oh no, I don't know. So weird, so weird. Okay.
And also they eat what is that animal? It's like a lizard, but no, it's not a lizard. It's bigger than that. Mm,
Mhm.
I know.
Iguana?
Iguana, yes, they eat
Yes,
iguanas.
they are typical in Santa Marta and in la Costa Caribe. Yeah.
It's like I think they eat that, and I feel it's like a lizard or something like that.
No, no, I don't know.
And maybe all countries have something different to eat that other people don't like.
Yes, yes, but I consider we have some limits. This kind of lizard or this kind of food, at least that I could take a piece of that meat and I don't know what is come from. I don't know, and just taste it and no more. I could try that.
Yes.
Oh, no. Thank you so much, Stella, for sharing that. Viviana,
Yes,
finally.
teacher.
What are most of famous artists in Colombia that he said?
Famous artist. I think Fernando Botero. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Um, one. Okay, artist. I don't.
Artist.
I, no,
Any woman?
no, I don't remember.
Shakira, Sofia Vergara.
What?
Shakira and Sofia Vergara.
Okay.
I like that a
Sorry.
lot.
I think the in
Ah,
art. In
ah,
art. Yes, yes, and Shakira, Sofia Vergara, and the Silvia Cherasi, maybe in the moda. Say
mm-hmm.
moda? Bueno.
Yes. And do you have any favorite artist and or Colombian actor or actress?
In Colombia. Favorite actress?
Yeah.
Actor? No, I don't. I don't have favorite because I don't watch soap operas.
Oh,
And maybe now I still learning English. I try watch comedies or movies in English. Yes,
mm,
my
that's
favorite movies is the X-Men
uh,
and the um, Avengers, all the superheroes. Yes,
uh,
and But in Colombia, no, I don't watch.
Yes, we
Uh,
don't have too much talent in that. Oh,
yes.
we need to renovate our
Mm,
artistic veins because we
Mhm.
don't have much to choose. Okay. Remember in that case when we talk about comparisons with adjectives, if we have one syllable adjective, we add the article the, and we end with the final part. With this is about superlative. Sorry, we have one syllable adjective. We add the, and we add the rest. Est. In that case, for example, biggest, weirdest, wildest, or something like that. If we have one or two syllable adjectives and it ends in a Y, we change the Y by the particle ist and we put before it th. For example, we can say the biggest hamburger in the world, the highest mountain in the world. We always going to put the before the adjective, and we complete that adjective with ist. Don't worry, I'm going to send you at the end of this session an infography with this kind of information to keep in mind. And if we have two or more syllable adjective, we have to add the most intelligent, the most passive, the most challenging, this kind of adjectives. Okay, to finish, we're going to talk about some experience. For example, I'm going to share with you again my screen with this screen share. Okay, again, I'm trying to share with you my screen. Okay, so Rosemary, what is the most disgusting food that you have eaten and why?
Okay, the more disgusting food,
The
uh,
most disgusting.
McDonald's. I just kidding.
Sorry, Rosemary, the communication is breaking up. Sorry.
The more disgusting food,
The most.
um, I say McDonald's.
Oh, totally. The meat is so awful. It's totally.
I
I,
never. I just
yeah.
try everything. For me, it's good. No, I think so. When I traveled to Connecticut to visit my grand, um, how to say, mother-in-law,
Mm-hmm.
and we went in the restaurant, Chinese restaurant,
Oh, but
and
Chinese
I
food.
was, yeah, I don't know, because we ordered chicken, something like orange chicken, something like that. And for me, that's like, oh my God, this meat is a little bit weird, it's
Oh,
different. So my husband just looked at me and I say, I don't know, but this is not good. Maybe they are just giving us dogs meat. I don't know. I just get so sick, and that was horrible. The horrible restaurant, the Chinese restaurant I
oh.
ever been. So yeah, that was the more disgusting for me.
But
Yeah,
Chinese restaurants have this kind of fame to be so weird and so dangerous and
yeah,
harmful for the health.
yeah. You have to be careful. Like I don't want to do that for a long time.
Oh, terrible.
So
Thank
yeah.
you, Rosemary, for sharing that. Okay, Viviana, What is the most expensive thing that you had bought and why?
The most expensive what, teacher?
Expensive, expensive thing, expensive
Ah,
hobby that
expensive.
you have bought.
The most expensive thing. Mm, let me see. Um, mm, maybe the soap.
A soap?
Yes, soap. The when I washing the clothes,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
washing the clothes. Yes, I
Yes.
think it's the most expensive
And why did you buy it?
because I think okay, depends the brand. Yes, because
Mm-hmm.
I there are cheaper
Mm.
cheapers and there are most expensive.
Ah,
Mm, but when it's a cheaper, is is expensive because the clothes how to careful anymore. Yes,
dirty stuff.
yes, and it's expensive too. Yes,
Yes.
because you
Oh,
spend gastas
mhm. Yes.
spend
Spend more money.
a lot yes a lot of water and a lot of soap and
Mhm.
the clothes it isn't clean.
Yes.
Yes. I think this is most expensive. The soap.
Yes, it
Yes.
happened to me. With
Yeah.
Amway products, I consider I had a bad experience with Amway products because yes, you're right. I try to wash my clothes and something like that with that kind of with that kind of soap, and I don't know, it never changed. Okay,
Yes. But the house, but your
for my personal
personal
use.
care, your
Yes.
personal care, the makeup maybe is the
Mm.
most expensive.
Oh, I totally agree. Totally agree. And eyelines are are the most are the expensive. Like I don't know,
The beauty,
20,000,
yeah.
30,000 pesos. It is so expensive.
Oh, the beauty care is the most expensive.
Oh, not expensive. But yes, totally agree. Thank you,
Thank you, teacher.
Anna. Thank you. Okay, we're going to follow with Sandra. Sandra, please. What is the most recent TV show or movie or TV program that you like right now?
The movies, the Orange Machines, La Naranja Mecánica.
The Clockwork, yes, the Clockwork Orange.
Yes,
Ah, okay. Why?
because the movies is very dark and it's say cruda.
Yes, there's a rough. Yes, true.
Yes, because the themes the movies is for the drugs in special heroina
Yes,
and the pictures in the characters in the movies is very dark strangers.
yes. Totally agree with that. Yes, it is a classic movie, of course. It's
Yes,
like a
teacher.
mandatory movie for teachers. How to
I,
train people. Yes.
I like the movies classic and the adventures, but I don't like the terror movies.
Yes, I don't like it. But recently, we never. I love The Conjuring. I like it a lot. But recently, I didn't watch any other interesting horror movie.
Yes, teacher.
Thank you so much, Sandra.
Okay, teacher.
And finally, Juliet, What do you consider the most common problem with a large class size?
Me?
Yes, Julia.
Um,
In a crowded classroom full of children from different
wow.
ages, what is the most common problem for a teacher?
I guess. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's really difficult just with three kids.
Yeah.
I can't imagine with how many are there? Oh my gosh. I don't know. Eh, children have a very short concentration, so keep the attention of all those kids. It's like impossible, but well, not impossible, but
It's
yeah, of
challenging.
course,
It's
it's
challenging.
difficult. Yeah, it's hard.
Totally, totally. To keep their attention is challenging for you, right?
Yes, yes.
Well, yes, girls, it is a real situation. It is a common scenario for all of us. Any of you are teacher right now? Are you working as teachers besides Juliet?
Excuse me, teacher. What? What is the question?
Are you teachers? Are you teachers right now? Are you teaching?
Yes,
Are
my
you teaching?
so teacher. I teach
Explain,
a,
please. Those are teachers.
a middle teacher. I unexpected teacher. Okay. I teach in only on Saturdays and part time from
Mhm.
8 to 11. Yes, it's
Mm.
just on Saturdays. Only for children.
Mm. How many students you have?
How many what?
How many students?
Um, hmm, there are 10 students.
10 students?
10 students
Perfect.
from 8 to 13 years old. It's a mix.
Interesting. That is a beautiful age. They have some for any kind of thing, and we try as teachers to be the most creative, the most patient, the
Mm-hmm.
most talkative, and the most sensitive people, because most of their of them of those kind of children have problems and have issues, have any kind of situations that we have to be empathic for them.
Yes, and the class there are so didactic.
No, certainly.
A lot of plays, of games, sorry, because usually they are falling boring. I teacher is boring. I teacher, I
Oh,
just feel like a child, all the class.
oh, it's so
Yes,
cute.
and I do a lot of plays, games, sorry, games with a new vocabulary, and it's very interactive. The class, very didactic.
That is important.
Yeah.
Games are important because games attract their attention and
Yes,
keep them more motivated.
yes, and the time pass flying. The time flies when
No,
when the class is didactic.
of course, as we will do because I have more topics, but time is over. Thank you so much for being here. Let's going to switch Spanish. Muchas gracias, niñas, por estar aquí, por su puntualidad. Sé que muchas ya están cansaditas, han tenido días largos, independientemente de las labores. Muchísimas gracias. ¿Tienen alguna pregunta con referencia al tema?
No problem.
Eh, no.
Todo claro y muy bien, muy chévere tus clases, o sea, se entiende todo súper y pues ha estado muy claro. Entonces me gusta mucho la dinámica. Pues de pronto me gustaría que pudiéramos practicar un poco lo del reading.
Ah,
Eso es seria, pues como, porque a veces uno allí como la pronunciación se confunde mucho y trata como de leer como estilo robot, ahí todo lento, entonces como para que fuera como un poco más fluido, de pronto pues si se pudiera teacher, pero el resto me ha gustado mucho cómo has manejado las clases y toda la dinámica, súper bueno.
muchas gracias, Diana, por tu retroalimentación. Oiga, voy a poner la cámara porque no me han visto. Y pues para que no se caiga la comunicación o algo así. Muchísimas gracias, Diana. Entonces voy a traerles algunas lecturitas, algún tipo de textos corticos para que no se nos extienda mucho la clase, ¿verdad? Ni para no ponerlas así con una cosa supremamente ladrilluda, porque ya también tienen muchísimas lecturas en inglés y pues
Ay,
tampoco las...
sí, es total.
Gracias, teacher. Y pues a mí sinceramente sí me encantó el video, me pareció muy gracioso, la verdad, el tipo súper creativo. Entonces sí me gustaría que, no sé, me dijeras qué canal es ese porque
Claro
me
que sí,
gustaría verlo.
voy a compartir el link. Te lo voy a enviar entonces mejor por Skype, les voy a enviar el link por
Dale,
Skype
muchas gracias.
para que lo puedan ver. Como les dije al principio, les voy a compartir entonces una pequeña infografía de los temas, pues, en teoría del tema que quería trabajar hoy, pero es un poquito más extenso. No solamente son los comparativos y los superlativos, porque sí, también tenemos que hablar de otras cosas que también tienen los superlativos, entonces el jueves trataremos un poquito más de superlativos comparativos y vamos a tratar de empezar con relative clauses, aunque no sé, pero voy a tomar muy en cuenta lo que me dice Viviana para poder traerles lecturitas y durante el día de mañana les enviaré de pronto algún meme así y las dejaré descansar para que descansen, reactiven energías porque mañana nos toca trabajar a todos. ¿Cierto? Menos Juliet, que Juliet es una bebé, así que Juliet, no se meta en conversaciones de adultos, Juliet, por favor.
No.
¿Listo? ¿Alguna otra duda, algún tipo de observación que quieran hacer, Inés?
No, muchas gracias, teacher.
Listo, Sandra. Muchísimas gracias a ustedes. Dios las bendiga, descansen mucho, coman harto y sean muy felices. Les voy a enviar
Gracias,
entonces.
teacher.
Ay, gracias, profe. Lo
Que
mismo.
Dios la
Muchas
bendiga. Que
gracias.
descansen. Chao,
Bye,
chicos.
everyone. Bye.